And now the big day arrives, the day of the big lift. Choosing probably the quietest hour of the 24 in the busy city of Las Vegas, 5 a.m., we move the sections of the sign onto the scene. With the cooperation of the Las Vegas Police Department, the street had been blocked off to prevent any early risers from becoming injured by becoming overly curious. After some testing, it was deemed advisable to bolt two sections together on the ground, weld them, and hoist the complete two sections into place with one lift. But now comes the big problem. The sign will rise 96 feet above the sidewalk, or nearly 10 stories into the air. This calls for something special, like construction of a special boom 140 feet high to make the lift. And all the time, our sidewalk superintendents are increasing in numbers. Fascinated by the boom, which tests a 150-pound weight that goes up and up and still up. And as the day progressed, the number of sidewalk superintendents seemed to increase. Of course, everyone stayed to watch. And finally, with our preparations completed, the boom okayed, the giant hook is attached, and our big lift is ready to commence. Some of the men climbed up the face to the inside of the sign. It would be their job to guide the sections of our giant into place. Up this high, there is no room for a misstep, something like walking the tightrope. Now, each section, as we told you, has been pre-engineered to fit like pieces of a puzzle, snugly into place. Sections rise into the air. They hover momentarily, and then swing into position. Hand lines or guy ropes are attached to each section to help in guiding it into place. Now, bit by bit, it is inched into place. And gradually, our giant grows into the Nevada sky. As the section bearing the word "the" moves into place, you will notice that some of the neon tubes are missing across the bottom of the section. They were removed to prevent breakage in moving and handling, and it was a simple matter to reattach the tubes to complete the design. Now comes time for the finishing touch to be added. The final section, the crowning star of our giant, is ready to rise into the sky. It moves slowly and gently, swings into the air. It poises momentarily, and then slides gently into the socket prepared for it. The welder's torches quickly make it a permanent part of the giant, and a new star is born on Fremont Street. Well, several days were required to complete the job. Workmen scurrying in and out of the huge sign, wiring, inspecting, testing, and adjusting. In a giant which soars 10 stories into the air, it was necessary for our help to get from top to bottom and back again. Electric elevators assist men in moving up and down the face of the sign. And the door you see open in the front of the sign is what is called the bomb bay, a service door which allows men to enter the interior of the giant for servicing. And now the deadline is at hand. Tomorrow is our grand opening. On the eve of this grand opening, last-minute tests are conducted, and carefully our giant passes with flying colors. Now the moment is at hand. The last workman silhouetted against the setting sun of the western sky as he slowly begins to inch his way down the giant for the last time. Our giant is ready to welcome one and all to the grand opening. In true Hollywood, or perhaps we should say true Las Vegas style, searchlights comb the sky the night of the grand opening of the Mint, and crowds flock to the scene. On that memorable night, the 15,000 feet of floor space of the Mint is jammed to capacity. It is fabulous in the tradition of Las Vegas gambling establishments. The building which houses the Mint has some walls made entirely of petrified wood and murals adapted from playing cards, rich with wood paneling, together with modern hues. The Mint is not a casino alone for the enjoyment of its guests. There is a restaurant, snack bar, cocktail lounge, 2 bars, a barber shop, a gift shop, and of course the casino. And everything from racehorse keno to the slot machines with 21, craps, big 16, and roulette, and many others in between. Some 300 to 350 persons are employed, depending upon the season of the year. The general manager is Sammy Boyd, and the entire operation is under the guidance of Milton A. Prell, executive director. The Mint has an appropriate name, too, where approximately $500,000 in cash is kept on the premises to operate the establishment. Yes, in every way, the brightest star on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, Nevada, is one of the finest examples of modern-day architecture, decor, design in the world today. And all is topped by the beautiful sign soaring 10 stories into the air to advertise to the world the Mint. As far as statistics are concerned, each section of our giant weighs as much as a Ford or Chevrolet automobile, which points up the tremendous problems involved in support and design of the sign. There's over 6,000 square feet of sheet metal making up the face of the sign. This is covered with 61 gallons of paint, specially prepared to withstand the ravages of the element. Holding the giant supports together is 400 pounds of welding rod. All this raw material skillfully molded into one of the most beautiful advertising masterpieces in the history of electrical advertising. The brilliant sign is topped by the blazing star, which shines forth on Fremont Street, a beacon to beckon the holidaying crowds to the Mint. At nighttime, more statistics are in evidence. The star is lighted from the center out with 40-watt incandescent lamp globes, and each tip of the star radiates forth a beam from a 300-watt spotlight. There are over 3 miles of neon tubing in the face of the sign, and the front is lighted with incandescent lamp globes, 12,000 of them in all. Over 6 miles of electrical wiring carries life to our giant. And into this giant has gone planning, craftsmanship, the work of skilled men in many different fields. It took 5 months from first draft plans to the brilliance of opening night. Now this piece of modern-day craftsmanship finds a rightful place among the giants of modern-day electrical wizardry. In fact, most of the signs visible on Las Vegas' fabulous Glitter Gulch, as well as many more on the famous strip outside Las Vegas, have their birth and construction in the offices and plant of YESCO, Young Electric Sign Company. Our giant is something uniquely Americana, the product of the artistic engineering and constructing minds and hands of modern-day American industry. Young Electric Sign Company is proud to have placed the new star on Fremont Street and looks forward eagerly to producing future signs in the electrical advertising world.